150 people dying over mistakes that had to do with my sector, which was the petroleum downstream sector, was more than enough to really grab my attention. These are human beings just like me. They happen to be victims, and it could have been me, it could have been any of my family members. The fact that we do not have these close to us doesn't mean tomorrow it could not be us. If we don't fight today to make sure justice is served, to make sure that people are treated right, when it's our turn, none of that will happen. What's happened and transpired is a major blot in the history of our country. These people suffered. They suffered badly. They got burnt. They lost loved ones through no fault of theirs. And those responsible to date have not been held to account. And nobody has submitted officially the report, even though we have seen it. A white paper is yet to be issued. We cannot do this 10 years on. We can't live life today as if yesterday never was. It is not a responsible way to run a country. We have lived like that this world, and I think it's time for us to bring that to naught. And it's time for His Excellency, the President, to right the wrongs of the past. The victims are in court seeking justice, seeking compensation to help regroup their lives. The state must hold people to account and must rather facilitate an out-of-court settlement, because those in court are institutions also of the state. Institutions of the state perpetrating acts that has actually caused so much loss to also children of the state. It is His Excellency the President who is best positioned to resolve this thing peacefully and humanly.
10 years on, have we done enough to prevent such occurrence from happening again?
Not at all. I will let you learn. We said never again here. And it was very funny. I have a picture I possibly should share with you. Okovandapon laid a wreath saying never again. And while he was laying that wreath 1 year on, never again, the gutters were so silted and he was still mayor. We are big fans of PR governance instead of real governance. The show is what people chase, but that's not what we need. We need real change, real impact on the lives of our everyday folks. That gutter should have been silted even before he went to do that. So did we learn? I don't think so. We actually saw what happened. We saw the atomic junction crisis. We saw the Lagos explosion. Various accidents continue to happen, and nobody is named and shamed. Nobody is held to account and compensate right those victims of the time. We haven't learned our lessons, and we have to use this as an opportunity, as a reference point on what we really will do going forward by correcting this, by holding people to account and bringing justice and fair compensation to the victims of the time.
The rains are set to begin again. Of course, we've seen a couple of it. What is your advice to fuel stations and all of that in terms of safety precautions? You are in the industry.
I would not advise any fuel station. I used to sit on the highway board, and I had a good chairman who said that our roads are not bad because we have bad contractors, it's because we have bad engineers. Because the engineers supervising the projects are the ones supposed to ensure and pass. So if something's not up to spec, he's supposed to cancel, and that's what happened here. The NPA was aware that there were defective practices at this station, and they failed to enforce. They failed to enforce the directives of the time and the principles. That station shouldn't have been allowed to continue. If you remember, it was only this station that had fuel displays. Across the street was Shell. Was there any displacement? Nothing. No displacement. It was only here. So it is not about the people. It's not about. It is actually about the regulators. They're enforcing the rules. They're enforcing safety principles, prioritizing that ahead of anything.
Thank you.